Mother, man.
Hey, yo, this is Babyface Nelson from Chicago, Illinois. Go Bears, we love Metal Mayhem.
Spreading faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's Murder Metal Mayhem!
All right. Man,
What the fuck's
Babyface
up?
giving us some love.
Go Bears.
Gotta love that. And it is Tuesday, and we are throwing down a brand new Murder Metal Mayhem tonight here in Horns High Studios for the Horns High Podcast Network, episode 230, going down tonight.
Shit, yeah.
Chris, I got you
Damn.
here at Horns High with me, so...
Yep. In
So
studio
that's
tonight because
awesome.
fuck that stupid computer.
And Joey, you're in the 419 in Toledo. How's it going over there, dude?
A lot better now that there's fucking 2-on-2 Ohio versus Illinois in the house.
Oh, yeah. Facts.
That's
Facts.
right. On the other side of the state, we got Jeff Ignatowski on with us tonight. Jeff, how's it going over there in Cincinnati?
Fantastic. In the better part of the state.
Oh, okay. All right.
We consider ourselves Michigan up here in Toledo.
Right.
Well, it was funny because 2 weeks ago I drove through Toledo and I was like, damn it, I think Joey lives up here.
I do. Next time you'll have to fucking shout me out. I might be around. If I'm not working, I'm at home. So
Yeah, that would be
Nice.
awesome. That would be awesome. So this is the first episode that we're using some new upgraded software. Hindenburg is who we've used since the beginning. Their Journalist Pro software has been awesome. They just upgraded it, the 2.0. It's really good, got a lot of cool features, and able to release transcripts, which would be really funny to read a transcript
Of our podcast,
of
reading
us.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
we've got like X number of hours a month, and it's more than we need. So we can have
That would
transcripts
be.
of this shit.
I'm not gonna lie. I would really love to because you know me, I drink, dude. I'm like,
Oh, I know.
would-
It'd be funny to
I just
look and
read-
see how close it is, or how fucked up it is, or how many if it bleeps out stuff. It'd be
Right,
funny.
right.
It'd be look like redacted fucking files from the FBI. But so we're anxious to try this out. The guys at Hindenburg have always been super cool, Danish company, and really great support. And so appreciate it. I bought a hoodie on their website, just wanting to support what they do, and a coffee mug. So got some
There you
stuff
go.
coming from Hindenburg. All right, what shirts we got on, Chris? What about you over there?
Well, I got the Beer Church hat on. Beer Church.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. And just a old ass fucking Budweiser shirt. Just fucking
Classic.
nothing special. Just the Budweiser logo on a red shirt.
Very nice, very nice. Joey, what about you?
I got this blue Technicolor fucking Jaws shirt.
Yeah, that
Nice.
shirt's
It's
dope.
summer and it's hotter than fuck, and I had to go deliver some packages after work before the podcast, and I was like, man, I'm not putting on a fucking black shirt and going back out in the sun, so I dropped this one
Right.
off.
Yeah, it's brutal here for sure. And then Jeff, what about you? You look like you got some special duds on over there.
Oh, man, I am wearing my Western Evil Hawaiian Charles Manson shirt today.
There you go.
That's
So,
awesome.
Yeah,
It's got,
that's awesome.
on the pocket, it's got Helter Skelter,
Nice.
which is fantastic.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fucking good.
that's pretty sweet. And I'm just going fucking Death, Sound of Perseverance shirt. Love that album. The last Death album, but it was amazing. Anyway, I'm not sure if you guys have seen this crazy fucking case up in Green Bay of this chick that kills her boyfriend, decapitates him, has sex with the corpse, puts his head and genitals in a fucking bucket for his mom to find
Wait.
in the basement.
Hold on. When you're
Yeah.
dead, your heart's not pumping. Therefore, you're not getting blood. How does he get an erection in order for her to have sex with that motherfucker?
She used things in his butt, and
Oh, so she violated
And she
him.
did something to him sexually
That's fucked up.
of the oral persuasion, and then put something in his butt.
All right.
So yeah, so this has
I
to
love
be
her,
our next
right?
Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it not?
It's
How
gotta
does it
be.
not be our next Valentine's Day episode? Because this is fucked up. The trial just started. Now the woman's name is absolutely just. I laugh every time I say it. Taylor Shabusiness.
Shabusiness.
SCHA business.
Business.
Like, as if she had like a cousin named Nunya.
Yeah.
You know, or
what's
Itya,
your-
right?
what's your business?
business. And every time they say it in the trial, I'm like giggling like a fucking idiot because it just sounds funny. So you
That's
got this
fucking
crazy ass name with this absolutely off the hook fucking tail. And it's fucked up to hearing the cops that went down into the basement and saw it in the bucket. And yeah, it's pretty
you
brutal.
Can see you can see the body cam footage of that.
Yeah.
I remember when that
Oh,
came
for
out.
real?
Whenever it
Yeah,
happened.
they were showing
whenever
that.
the case.
Wow.
They dropped all that shit like super duper fast, which was crazy because with it being an investigation. But that's just she was red handed done, so they didn't even fucking they streamlined her whole case really.
Wow, yeah. News and, or was it the one I watch, Law and Crime channel? They had a bunch of stuff on it and the trial footage as well. So
Yeah.
which just started. So last week, guys, though, we had a banger with Shane here from Winnipeg, up there in Canada, and we talked about that modern day school shooting, Chris.
The original school shooter.
The original, Brenda Ann Spencer. 16 years old, man, just totally freaked some people out that she would
Whatever,
do it,
dude.
you know.
I'm going to kill these kids. Fuck it.
Yeah, 1979 opens fire with a .22 rifle across the street. She lived over high school or elementary school there in San Diego. And Shane was on with us, always fun with him. And
Shane's
Joey, you
always a
did the
good guy.
metal feature, which I love that idea. You came a spin off of Chris's idea, which was what?
I did the At Death's Door compilation albums. Two of those that came out on Road Racer back in the early 90s.
Yeah,
Fucking A.
super cool, dude. Super cool. And you also had some Mayhem, which was awesome. And we did a Killer Cage match, which is, as always, wild as fuck.
Right. Michael, fucking, he's like, fuck Joey for killing me.
Yeah.
That's probably the first time we've killed off Michael.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
not bad.
true. That's true. But if you missed episode 229, go give it a listen. We were passing 900 to that one today, so a little above average for this point. So thank you. And by the way, that Henry Hill episode we did is blowing it the fuck up at over 1,400, which is really good. Episode 228, if you missed it, our Henry Hill episode, classic.
Shit, yeah.
Enjoyed doing that one.
Because
That's
people
for
want to
sure.
know about Goodfellas.
That's right,
Get your
Jeff.
fucking shine box.
I know, Jeff, you were waiting on that one.
Oh man, I was super excited for that one. I grew up with all that shit. So
Right.
it was so good.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, I definitely, from people that I know really dig that, when they say that, it's very complimenting. So fuck yeah, dude. Now tonight we're doing a feature on one hell of a brutal little motherfucker during the golden age of the American gangster.
Oh, that's just straight up gang shit. The fucking
Yeah.
20s, 30s and
Yeah,
shit.
Depression
Fucking-
era,
That's gangster.
Prohibition. I mean, setting the table for organized crime, and Babyface Nelson. That's just one of those cool, classic, old school fucking gangster
Yeah,
names.
he didn't like being called that, though.
He hated it, and he was one of the most savage and bloodthirsty out there in Chicago. Go figure. Raising hell in the fucking hood with John Dillinger, Al Capone, and other notorious people of his day. And as you said, Chris, the 30s, man, just savage. And Jeff is going to be here. You know, Jeff, you're the mastermind behind Killers, the card game, which we love here for sure. And definitely looking forward to some updates from you when we get to that point. But this is just as nasty as they get with Babyface Nelson.
It's good having you here tonight,
for
too,
sure.
Jeff.
Absolutely, thanks. It's always great to be here.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And, normally you're warming up in the bullpen about now, but you're just fired up. So you're here, and so we got you in the intro as well. And I got the horns tonight, though, and I'm going to be doing it on an organization. Something, again, trying to just be different here. We've been doing some cool stuff. And I'm doing it on Heavycore, which is an organization I founded in 1999 to help metal bands. And we've been thinking outside the box for this. So it's funny, Chris, that your idea of doing the album spawned Joey's idea to do compilation albums.
Right.
Joey's idea to do compilation albums made me think of the compilations
Organization
I
shit.
did
Right.
through Heavycore. So this reason I'm doing Heavycore came from originally your idea doing the albums and Joey's to do the comps. So
Fuck,
it's
I'm a
just
genius.
fucking cool.
Proud.
It's
I'm a
very
fucking
cool.
genius. Goddamn.
Exactly. So I'm going to talk about it and how I set it up and how I was the chief disposer of posers. That was my title, and signed everything like that. It was pretty funny. And Joey's got a lost classic for us, so we're going to discuss that and some other metal news. So looking forward to it in the metal segment. And Joey's going to talk about a big show coming up this weekend in Chicago. So that's going to be killer.
fucking right.
Chicago all night.
That's right. huh?
Chicago all night.
That's
yeah, right.
And we got a new killer cage match, which is where we get a list of 100 killers, 100 objects for them to fight with, a variable in the cage, a song cranking out while they kill each other. It's a blast. And Chris, we want to say thanks to a few listeners here tonight.
Yes, we do. We got our friend Jess Brown. Thank you, Jess. You're amazing. We got Ray McDaddy McFalls coming back in there. And then we got, you know what? We got Michael Fatty Ding Dong Shaw back. Love you, bro.
Man. I did not have that nickname in there, by the way, Michael. I had Big Sexy. I had Michael Big Sexy Shaw.
Nah, that's Fatty Ding Dongs. Tons of fun.
Hey,
yeah, Michael,
it's
tons
all
of fun.
good.
Shawback.
Michael Shawback.
He's
So
got
thanks,
tons of fun
guys.
tattooed on his arm. I could call him tons of fun.
So thank you. It's his email address, too.
Right.
So we got one hell of a beatdown going on tonight, Joey. What's the deal with this one? All UK tonight.
Yeah, we're going a little more old school with it. So this cage match might be in black and white.
Right.
But we're gonna have the. I mean, we don't even know who the fuck he is.
Right.
But he's gonna fucking kick some ass, and that's Jack the Ripper.
Oh, yeah.
He's going up against fucking the acid bath murderer. So
Brutal.
John Hay, pretty good.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. I agree. It should be in black and white, so we'll have to do that. And we got a couple objects. Chris always makes it fun.
Always makes it great. And that variable
the
coming
variable.
out. Fucking
Variable
A.
could be interesting. I don't know if Michael's back in it this week or not, but a song will be playing while they're killing each other in the cage. So a listener favorite, and we're going to do that in the Mayhem segment. So you got to keep listening. Big thanks to everybody out there who does listen. We had another big week, guys. We were a little bit down from last week, but if you remember, last week we shattered our record. We were at almost 9,000 listens.
Fuck yeah.
This week we're at 6,460. So thank you very
Still
much.
awesome.
Still like double where we've been for quite a while at around 3,000. So 4 solid weeks of
going
these
with
bigger numbers has really been humbling. Thank you, guys.
All it can do is go up from there.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. So thank you very much, and keep telling your friends about this shit. And your Aunt Ethel, because she should know. She should know as well.
My mom's name is Ethel.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No. All right, Joey. What about our top 10 cities listening this time?
Number 1, still Chicago. 2, Austin, Texas. 3, Honolulu, Hawaii. 4, Danbury, Connecticut, old CK stomping grounds.
Hell yeah.
Number 5 is the old fucking capital of Illinois,
God
Decatur,
damn.
Illinois.
That's right.
That's where the Bears came from
that's
originally,
right.
too. Decatur.
Yep,
That's
yep.
right.
Number 6 is Vicksburg, Mississippi. 7, Brisbane, Queensland, and Australia. 8, Vancouver in British Columbia.
Yeah, that's a
in
new
Canada.
one into the top 10.
Dropping to number 9 is the local squad for y'all, Bloomington, Illinois.
Right.
And then 10, Adelaide, South Australia.
Hell yeah. Very cool.
Fuck, appreciate it. Shit.
Yeah, thank you, all of you. And also for the countries, of course, the U.S. is number 1 at 85%. But we do have others that are very active: Australia, Canada, Germany, Taiwan, Brazil, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Trinidad. So thank you, all of you.
Fuck yeah. Thanks
Super
everybody
cool.
for all that shit.
Taiwan, Joey, fucking still in there, like
Yeah.
number 4. I mean, just killing it.
Yeah.
So that's fucking awesome.
I mean, there's a shitload of people over there, so
Oh, I know it.
hopefully they can spread it around.
Yeah,
pretty
if
good.
like 4 or 5 found out
fucking-
about it, they could be telling all kinds of people, you know.
Yeah. And I'm stoked to see Finland on there.
Yeah.
Because one of the bands I'm going to be seeing this fucking week is Torso Fuck from Finland, which is one of my
Nice.
favorite brutal death metal bands.
Torso Fuck is so
And,
good, too.
So getting to... Yeah, but getting to meet them in real life and everything, that's awesome. So I'll have
cool.
to ask him if he's listening to our podcast.
Oh, fucking A, man. That's awesome. All right, you guys check out our website, murdermetalmayhem.com. You can get more info on what we do, buy some merch, and support the cause. And guys, we got a lot on our plate tonight, but we're taking a little short run up to Chicago, a couple-hour car ride from here, and hopefully avoid a hail of bullets from those crazy bastards up here. And, of course, we got Jeff Ignatowski here with
Yes, we
us,
do.
too. So, Chris, what
Fuck,
do we got
let's
to do?
get our fucking bank robbery, fucking jewelry robbery, all that shit on it, and murder some FBI agents.
Not a friend to call, not a savior at all, not a place to run and hide. No way to stop, no way on top. Stay out of sight and prepare to die. Prepare for the chaos. Prepare to die. Once every 1,000 years.
Fuck yeah, man. Some flotsam and jetsam. Prepare for the chaos. We're about to get some fucking chaos in our lives tonight.
Fuck yeah.
And those guys are doing a short fall tour. Unfortunately, not coming anywhere near us, but they're
That
going out
sucks.
with Generation Hate, which is, of course, Rob Duke's band, the guy that was in Exodus for about 10 years. Cool dude. We interviewed him on here. And so, yeah, so if you're listening and you like those guys, Flotsam and Jetsam doing some tour dates this fall. So go check them out. And we got our buddy Jeff Ignatowski here with us, and been a very busy man, Jeff. And we had to nail you down to that chair to see you for a few minutes. So welcome again to the podcast, and always love having you on. And you
Dude,
know
I
the
see all your
ladies.
I see all your shit on Facebook, and you look busy as fuck, like constantly.
Never stop,
bro.
baby.
Yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely. And the ladies, you know, I mean, they talk about those the sexy man selling the killer card games, you know. So you're the mastermind of that. Of course, we played it here in the studio. It was a lot of fun, and bought the expansion pack and just loving it. So I want to talk about that here at the end of this segment, just kind of touch base on what's new and all that with you. So looking forward to that.
Remember in fucking Maximum Overdrive where the Bible salesman had the fucking suitcase that was like a Bible? You should
Right.
get one of those, but it Killers the Card Game thing.
Oh,
You
that's
bust it open,
funny.
all the shit in there.
Yeah, that would
That's
be
awesome.
hilarious, dude. That's a great idea. All right, well, tonight, guys, we're doing the case of Babyface Nelson, one of the most interesting ones of the era to me. Been anxious to talk about this. Watched something on him a few months ago, and I was like, God damn, that guy's just vicious. And
Young.
yeah, young, using a variety of weapons. Of course, the Thompson submachine gun.
That's iconic for the era.
Yeah,
of
the
fucking
Tommy
shit, with
gun,
the fucking,
you know.
with the fucking barrel on the bottom and shit.
Right,
like,
right. And the fully automatic pistol that he modified, and then that lever action shotgun. So fucking brutal, nuts. This guy was just off the chain, man. And He started his life of crime early, though, at age 12. We're going to talk about that. And he led
That was an accident.
Yeah, I think so. Led a short but crazy life, bank robbing, liquor running, affiliations with the notorious, like we said, John Dillinger, fucking Capone.
He's just like a gangster.
He was.
Like, for real.
And he's from Chicago, active in the 1930s. So we're going to talk about his life, his rise in the crime world, and then, of course, as always, the brutal fucking end. So we're going to do it tonight.
Oh, yeah,
it's
he
going to be a
gets
good
fucked.
one. Now, Jeff, we were talking earlier. We just recently did that Henry Hill episode, of course, a different era gangster. What is it, though, about the 20s and 30s that's kind of almost magical or, very Hollywood when it comes to this kind of stuff?
I think it really is because these guys were like the modern day heroes during that time. During the 20s and 30s, you're talking Prohibition era. So during that time, the government had clamped down on society. The Bible thumpers were there telling everybody what they could and couldn't do. And now you have these guys coming on the scene that are making all this money, that are sticking it to the man, that are making sure that this lifestyle looks super glamorous. They're driving their nice cars. They're wearing their suits. They're going to the speakeasy.
They got their bling.
Yeah, so... you see that throughout each and every era, even now, with the gangbangers and stuff like that. They see this lifestyle as being like Robin Hood, right? We steal from the rich and give to the poor. And so I think there's a lot of connection there between the general population and these guys that are going out there and doing what they always wish that they could do. And I think that's why we resonate with it now and why we all are fascinated by that.
No, I think that's a really, really good point. I mean, people living vicariously, through these
And also,
total over the top, bigger than life people.
And the poor people looking at this guy like, okay, like, he's not out here to kill me.
He's from the slums and he's loaded. He's getting over on the man. That kind of
just
shit.
Killing it.
Sonny was right. The working man is a sucker.
Dude, fucking Bronx Tale, one of the best movies. I fucking love that fucking movie, dude.
Now, Chris, we're only a couple hours away from where all this shit went on, but what is it about Chicago, you think, that just made it a hub for organized crime?
Dude, Chicago is literally like, it's not the exact middle of the United States, East-West Coast, but Lake Michigan's there. It's a huge city. So, like, I kind of feel like these dudes are just like, okay, I can run certain things in my business on the East Coast here, and everybody meets me in the middle. I can run certain things on the West Coast here. Everybody meets me in the middle. Right. And you get all the boat traffic in, so you're, like, off of the lakes and shit.
And, of course, the airlines, they got a lot of options.
No, they have a lot of options being in motherfucking Chicago. Like, Chicago's been corrupt since it's been Chicago.
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. It's just interesting, just like, I'm from New York, and it's just weird how, obviously the bigger cities are going to have more of this kind of stuff, So it's just a different place that I haven't grown up here like you guys have.
Chi-Town.
Now,
that's where I used to go to buy heroin, but I don't do heroin anymore.
Well, that's good. Now, Joey, we definitely love these great gangster nicknames. And how did this guy end up with that whole babyface Nelson? I mean, I kind of get the babyface, but the Nelson thing has me a little baffled. What was up with that?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the Nelson really, because he was Lester Gillis is his name.
Right.
But he was a small dude, 5'4", 133 pounds. But he was a ferocious dude. I don't know where the Nelson came in. I don't know if that was... I
remembered hearing it somewhere, but then I couldn't find it again.
I thought that there was a boxer named Nelson that was badass that they likened him to. Was that it? I can't remember.
I really don't know. Jeff, do you know where the Nelson part of the nickname came up?
When I was looking it up and I was reading through some things, I think it was actually his girlfriend or his wife or something had the last name Nelson.
It was his sister.
Was it his sister? Somebody had.
No, his sister, like, it was
Interesting. I don't know.
Maybe it's something. See, this is so fucked up. It's so
Yeah.
old, dude. Maybe I'm thinking of
But
something
I
different
was
than I
reading
read.
that, and I thought it was kind of weird that he would choose to take that name rather than her take his name.
Right.
So I'm not sure. But I believe that that's what I read.
Well, she took the last name Gillis.
She
took the
kept
last
Gillis
name
her
Gillis.
entire
Wow.
life.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting with all these different names. But like we said, I mean, he was actually born, Lester Gillis, and that in 1908 in Chicago. But the middle name I saw was Joseph in one place, but on the FBI website they only gave an initial, which was M, as in Michael. So I'm not sure, but he was born 1908, tough slums of Chicago, hanging out with a bunch of fucking hoodlums. I mean, kind of the typical situation. He's 12 years old. He has an incident. We were joking about this, but he finds a pistol, and him and his buddy are playing with this pistol, and it goes off. This is the story. And it goes into the kid's jaw, and he ends up getting into a little trouble, Jeff. What
yeah,
happened
he
to him?
ends up in a state reformatory because of it. And when I was
Right.
doing some research about this, he had been out like with those hoodlums stealing cars and stuff from the time he was 11 years old. So a year before that, he was getting into a bunch of trouble. So it's not surprising that at some point something bad would happen. And, I look back to my own life, and at 9, 10, 11 years old, I was doing the same shit. So, like, it's amazing how that stuff, like, parallels.
Right.
I used to steal my mom and dad's car.
Yeah, I mean, a
just
lot
push
of
it down
kids
the
have
gravel
done that
road and
shit.
just, like-
a lot of kids have done
Yeah.
shit
We
like
out-
that. I had a buddy that stole his dad's car and got in a shitload of trouble. He was like 13 and got arrested. It was quite the drama. But yeah, so he ends up doing a year, but he learns the way of the delinquent in there. And
Oh,
he's,
hold on. Casper's truck caught on fire in the middle of the street once.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, I actually had 2 vehicles catch fire, which was a terrible situation.
That's
God
a
damn.
classic Mayhem story there for sure. By 14, he is an accomplished car thief, and this is where he earns the nickname, as Joey mentioned earlier. He's moving through his teens. Babyface is involved in crimes like stealing cars, tires, running stills,
He's with the
bootlegging,
strippers.
armed robbery. I mean, this motherfucker is, I just blown away. I'm thinking of myself at that age with my paper route. And I'm thinking, like, I couldn't even imagine doing all this shit. Like, it's fucking insane.
He's
And
like,
so
you're cruising on your fucking Schwinn, fucking
right.
tossing paper.
It
This
was a
dude's out here with a
Huffy, man.
fucking pistol.
It was
fucking,
a
see that
Huffy.
car? Okay, I'm sorry. That's a Huffy. My bad. But, motherfucker, yeah, we broke. I get it.
So he's working at Standard Oil gas station. This is like the gang's headquarters, and it is funny they were referred to themselves as strippers, not because of the Chippendales or anything, but they were stripping cars.
He wasn't getting dollars put in his G-string.
Not at all. And they became known as the Toohey Gang. And for you that are not from this area in the Midwest, Toohey is a major street, Toohey Avenue, major street in northern Chicago, named after a settler in the area, for those of you that give a
I
shit
don't
about
know.
that. 1922, though, Nelson ends up convicted of stealing cars, gets into the boys' home once again, and 2 years later he gets out on parole, but 5 months later goes back for stealing cars.
He was a
what
good
the fuck?
driver.
Yeah, I mean, he's a mess, can't get his shit together. Chris, he's 20 years old, though, in 1928.
Yeah,
Meets the love of his
He finds
life.
Helen. I don't even know what her last name was. This is a weird last name. But he meets Helen, and she stays with him throughout his Helen Gillis. Like,
Yeah, she took his last name.
But she stays with him until he dies. Like
Right.
with him like
Yeah.
knowing
She was
what's
a
going
gamer,
on.
man.
Yeah.
She was like right there.
And she says Helen Gillis the whole time, even after he changes his name to George Nelson for whatever reason. He decided to do that. She's like, I'm Helen Gillis. That's my husband, George Nelson.
Right.
Like,
But what a crazy marriage that had to be, man. It's not like he's doing a 9 to 5 bit.
I'm just looking at it like this. She stayed with him knowing what he was doing and also being involved in parts of it.
Right.
Like, that's a ride or die.
Yeah.
Like, that's a ride or die right there for real. Like, oh, I know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, I'll drive this fucking car.
Right. I'm just wondering who's watching these kids, though, Chris.
Man, fucking goddamn, they're fucking probably in the back seat. They're fucking holding pistols too. Fuck with my daddy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering. Like, they managed to have 2 children in all this chaos. Like, what the fuck are these kids?
This in a little amount of time, dude. Like,
I know.
it wasn't.
He was. They were.
Dude,
he
they were
dies
so
pretty
young.
quick. So 1931, he ends up getting a sentence of a year to life, which is a weird sentence to me, for bank robbery. And then
Yeah, 1 year to life. I was like,
yeah, that is strange. So 1 year or as much as we feel like giving you.
yeah.
After a year, he's taken out of the Illinois State Penitentiary, that's how it was known back then in Joliet. And he's taken from that prison to stand trial. This just kills me. On another bank robbery in Wheaton, Illinois, but he escapes.
I love it's all Illinois shit. That's what makes me so happy about this story. It's all like most of it is fucking Illinois.
It is.
Fuck yeah.
It is. He escapes though for being transported back to the prison in a taxi,
Right.
with one cop with him. I mean, seriously. And this fucking dude has a gun on him.
And
they're
said
trying to figure out how the fuck he got the
Yeah,
gun.
they didn't know if Helen
His
left
wife
it in the fucking
in court.
Yeah, or whatever, how he got. But this motherfucking cracker, he just straight up like, ha, gotcha, coppers.
Pulls out a gun, fucking gets away.
This fucking
just
story's great, dude.
He flees for the fucking Vegas, then Sausalito, California, where he meets this other motherfucker. And here we go, guys. John Paul, not Paul John, okay?
Yeah.
Chase, okay? So a different character, but John Paul Chase.
I remember when we did Paul John. We're just
Paul
like,
John Knowles, yeah, was
Yeah.
fucking us up bad. So we got John Paul this time. Should be easier. And this guy, though, is a badass motherfucker as well. He's also fucking crazy. And Joey, though, Chase was all about the liquor smuggling game. So how does he get in with old Babyface?
I mean, this is back, like we were saying, Prohibition, so these guys got big money coming in. He's got the West Coast locked down, meets up with Nelson, he gets tight with him. They're traveling around, checking out different places, and eventually find their way back to the Midwest in Indiana, and that's where they meet up with a very infamous character, John Dillinger.
Yeah.
And, I mean, those three guys together...
Dillinger's what we need to do.
We will, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But the mayhem that those guys, probably went through together.
Oh, yeah, for sure. In a short time, right? He was somehow involved in the escape, but I'm not exactly sure what he did or what his role was. But they was in that Crown Point, Indiana prison.
That was like the wooden gun escape, right? Where they
Yes.
where they brought the wooden gun and held up the cops with the wooden gun. Yeah, and got Dillinger out.
I have heard of that. Oh, shit. Okay, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's been, wow, a long time ago I heard about that. Interesting. And, Jeff, we know he didn't like that nickname, but what was his relationship with Dillinger like? A little friction there with those two.
Yeah, I think, when you have two personalities together like that, right? One is a stone cold killer, right? Babyface Nelson didn't give a shit about anybody or anything.
Yeah.
He was going to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And then you have Dillinger, who is like the guy running the gang, right? And he's got a really big personality too, right? He's got a huge personality, Dillinger. So I think he looked up to him, but he also was really overshadowed by Dillinger because he ran the whole gang, and he's the one that had all the real attention. So when the media came around and everything, it was all about Dillinger and the Dillinger gang, and not about Babyface
Right.
Nelson.
Yeah, I think you guys are right on the money with this dude. He was just very jealous of him, but you know, it was kind of the natural thing. I mean, he's got all this media attention, and the women are all about him, and you know, he just had all that. And Babyface Nelson did not have any of that, you know, swagger going on there. So he's making up for it by being a fucking complete psycho. And that gets word to Al Capone, who winds up getting him involved in one of his side, you know, a wing of, or however you want to call that, of Capone's gang, gets working with Babyface as well. So his name is getting out there in the circles for sure. But his early success with robbery was absolutely unbelievable. 1930, his gang busts into the home of a famous magazine editor, steals a bunch of jewelry he had, and during the Depression, it was common for the wealthy to keep their wealth in jewels because the banks were very risky. And that first robbery took in $200,000. And I checked it out. Today's money, guys, that's $3.6 million for your first, like, robbery. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean, I would probably just like stop there.
Yeah, I mean, they could have, right?
I mean, I understand
that's
greed and
just
all that, but I just would be
unbelievable.
like,
wow, like chill
okay,
for a while.
cool.
Chill for a while. But they start doing, of course, more of these robberies, and then they start branching off into bank robberies because he's reading about these bank robberies in the paper. And I also heard he was really into like movies. And I had thought that the movies kind of maybe got some of the gangster stuff from him, but it was the other way around.
Dude,
that he was like emulating a lot of these gangsters he saw in movies. So I
shit.
thought that was kind of funny because I didn't realize that when I first started.
But dude, also
researching
when they
this
were
one.
fucking like just straight up breaking into people's houses to get their jewels when they're home, they're just like locking them. One of them was the goddamn mayor of fucking Chicago, dude.
Yeah, they the mayor's wife that was
Yeah,
like the
it's
final
like,
straw.
We're
Yeah.
just going strong, dude.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. But they were taping them up. And Chris, they get the name the Tape Gang. I mean, is that not the lamest, I mean, media nickname of a group of fucking robbers?
You
I
got to
mean,
think
that
about
just
it. It's
sucked.
the 30s.
I know,
Tape
dude.
is new.
I know, but I love the one. I love the one I saw. Joseph Fatso Negri. I love that one.
Hey, man.
I love the old school ones like that.
Dude,
you know, Fatso.
Fatso, and fucking, like you said, fucking motherfucking Goodfellas, get the papers, get the papers.
That's right. And I did a little research about that because I was wondering, was that a real person? And, you know, in the movie, in Goodfellas, that's Jimmy two times.
Because he said everything twice, like, get the papers, get
That's
the
right.
papers.
Well, I find out Jimmy's character is based on the real-life gangster Johnny Echoes Campopiano, which is a fucking great fucking last name, who had a speech impediment that caused him to say everything twice. So that's where
that's
that comes
fucking
from.
That's
So
wild.
But no, them fucking,
there you
dude,
go.
them fucking
Yeah.
wop-ass fucking nicknames are crazy sometimes.
Yeah. Hey now. Hey now.
Look, listen, I got an Uncle Sonny, right? I
Right.
mean, half of my family is Italian, even though I'm the
Nice.
Polak, right?
Right. Well, hey, we welcome you, Polish folk. That's okay.
Me and Shane.
Shit, my mom's fucking half Mexican.
You and
Patos
Shane.
Locos forever.
Those
I say
fucking
shit.
Polish fucking names. Holy shit. So there's a famous bank robbery in March of 1934. This is in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Slam Dakota, sir. It's Sioux
Babyface
Falls,
yeah,
Slam
we've been
Dakota.
Babyface Nelson gets put on the fucking map with this one. He kills a cop in like this trigger happy fucking rampage, and now he's got the fucking FBI looking for him. Herbert Hoover's like, leave no stone unturned. That fucking get this motherfucker, and him and his gang. And he wanted to call it the Babyface Gang with John Dillinger. And John Dillinger's like, no, I don't fucking think so. But I'm serious.
Wait, I didn't
I'm
see
dead
that.
serious.
That's fucked up, dude.
A guy that wrote a biography about him was interviewed, and he said that's how it went down. The Babyface gang with John Dillinger.
That's
so
fucking
They were even
stupid.
doing stupid shit like that back then.
That's worse
you
than
know?
the Tape Gang.
Yeah.
That's worse than the Screen Door Intruder.
Oh, yeah. Screen Door Intruder. Love the Screen Door Intruder.
I think,
That'd be a great name for a band.
one of the things that I think we forget about when we look at this case from our perspective is that back then, they didn't kill cops, right?
Right.
Like, that was for...
That makes sense.
That shit
yeah.
was forbidden, like, within the gangs and stuff, because they didn't want all the...
Yeah, they don't want all the heat.
Correct.
Yeah.
So they didn't want all that heat on them, so they would consciously...
This cracker's just out here like, fuck them all.
Yeah, they paid off all the cops. They would bring the cops in, but they would never kill the police. And so,
Right.
this is like super
Yeah,
unique.
he's crossing the line.
Yeah, he breaks
really crazy.
breaks all the barriers.
That's right. That's right. Now, another part of his career where things really go south, known as Little Bohemia, and this is, this makes the FBI look like total shit because they were very unprepared for what went down. Now, Little Bohemia was a lodge in northern Wisconsin, very remote. And we know when we went up to Shakers, Bob was talking about, the organized crime coming up to Milwaukee, coming up into Wisconsin.
Right.
So we know that was a common route, and they were involved in businesses in Milwaukee and I'm sure other places too. But this Little Bohemia was this little remote lodge where Dillinger's gang was kicking it, and fucking Babyface and his wife decided to go hang out with them. And they're trying to lay low, but somebody at the lodge recognizes Dillinger. So he's very recognizable. And the FBI finds out about this. This is in 1934. So they do a raid, but they are very unprepared. The agents are very inexperienced out of the office they came out of. They're not used to this kind of shit with fucking Thompson fucking machine guns and all of
Fully
that.
automatic pistols.
Yeah, I mean, these guys were bringing it. And so when they're doing this raid, they didn't realize there were dogs out there, and the dogs start barking. And so now they're fucking tipped off, and they fucking get out of there. Babyface gets out, and they leave the women behind. So Ellen gets stuck there with some other woman that was there as well, and they get busted, but the gang gets away. So this shit is
the
definitely
important
getting
people
a little
got
wild,
out. That's all that matters.
I guess, right?
Like, fuck these bitches. We out, son.
So Joey, he gets away. He's got a couple of hostages, and what ends up happening, man? He gets into a home not too far away, dude.
He gets away, but it's pretty close to where they were at. I think he just wanted to take cover and, recuperate after that crazy shit. But he's in a house and he's got two hostages now.
Right.
Cops track him down. I mean, they fucking figure
Drop
out
your
where he's
lighter?
at.
Right.
How'd you know? But anyway, so whenever the cops show up, I mean, he fucking comes running out of the fucking house, Babyface does, with a fucking 38 on him. And he's got this fucking 38, a little modified though, so now it's an automatic. So he's just fucking firing like a motherfucker.
Dude, could you imagine a fucking 38 pistol with a fucking extended like banana clip hanging out, and you're just like,
That's like an Uzi or something.
Dude.
Crazy.
And I mean, I think that they're beyond the point now, like Jeff was talking about, like, it was a no-no to fuck with the cops, but now Babyface is like, fuck that, I'm fucking killing all the cops, everything, I don't care.
Yeah,
he
he
probably
doesn't
would have
give
killed
a
kids
fuck.
at that point, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're right, dude. He did not give a fuck at all. And so one of these agents dies. So, yeah, I mean, it's, like Jeff was saying, that's forbidden fucking shit you don't do. The other agent, the other cop survive. And Joey, I mean, this guy should have been 419, but he's really 312. So we're going to keep
he's
we're going
312.
to keep him there. Now, Babyface is on the run. He ends up getting together again with old John Paul Chase, and Helen gets with them. Eventually, she gets paroled. She didn't do very long in prison. She gets out. She's with them. They're up in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin again, 1934. The Attorney General offers up a big reward for Babyface, and as Chris mentioned, also now George Nelson, Lester Gillis. I mean, this motherfucker's got more nicknames than Ray McFalls. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Now, Jeff, the fun doesn't stop with this dude, man. He just can't resist. He's got to do just one more bank job. Just one more.
Yeah, he goes down to South Bend, Indiana, where they go to the Merchants National Bank. It's in June of 1934. And of course, he ends up killing another cop there because he's out of his mind and trigger happy and just is shooting whoever shows up. So he kills another cop there. And, you know, him, John Dillinger, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Homer Van Meter. That's a fucking crazy name. Like,
Yeah, that's a terrible name.
He was a well-known figure. I don't know much about him, but he was the getaway driver on that one.
Yeah. So they leave, and they Babyface and John Paul Chase take off for Chicago. So they're going back
Right.
after this robbery.
Going back to Chi-Town.
That's it. I was just there this
Going
weekend.
back to Cali.
That's right. That's right. Pretty Boy Floyd, I saw some say he was involved in this. Some say wasn't.
I saw some shit that he was involved. Yeah.
He would be another good one to do. Dillinger for sure. Pretty Boy Floyd's a good one.
I already did Ugly Kid Joe, so we should probably do Pretty Boy Floyd.
Right. So Babyface is an absolute lunatic. Of course, Dillinger known as the Gentleman Bandit. But Babyface is a fucking loose cannon. He's just showing off how tough he is. And it's resulting in a lot of people getting killed. And like we said, cops and fucking FBI agents at that are going to bring the fucking heat. I mean, this guy is out of fucking control. And this is like a scripted story with this huge fiery ending. And that's what we're going to get, man. This is on the run, killing cops, killing
Don't
FBI.
give a shit. Like, I ain't going back to fucking prison.
Yeah,
Go fuck
not
you.
going back. Fuck you. And, you know, I think he fought his entire life to get respect. He was a little guy in a tough world, and he had a little bit of that little man syndrome, I think. And all of that rolled up into one with maybe a predisposition to violence. This guy's just an absolute fucking psychopath. And Chris, I mean, this shit is going down on Wolf Road on the outskirts of Chicago, man.
There's a fucking couple of these fucking cops. They just roll up on the spot. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. And he's got his Tommy guns and he's got his fucking 38 fucking pistols. And he just fucking don't care. I'm going to shoot everything I fucking see.
Yeah, it was their meeting place. So the cops show up and they fucking open fire on him, man.
It's like, and he opens fire back on them. But, wait, this isn't when he gets shot, is it?
No, not yet. We're getting there, though. A month later, though, Dillinger is shot and killed. So now Babyface becomes the most wanted man, public enemy #1. That's what he was gunning for. That's what he wanted.
See, I also saw somewhere that Pretty Boy Floyd was public enemy #1 before Dylan, or before Nelson.
Okay.
But then...
I think Nelson maybe thought that he was the #2. So with Dillinger out, he was now #1.
Right.
I'm not sure, but you know, these guys are all fucking about themselves.
It's like, whatever, look at me. I'm going against the fucking man, son.
That's right. So there's so many great stories and personalities from this era. It's like the Australian ones we've done. There's some really good ones. You know, the Tilly Devine one was fun to do, and there's so many others. It's amazing, though, these guys moving around the country to Vegas, New York, Chicago. I mean, the FBI is just not able to get them. But the FBI inspector, Sam Calley, is put on the case out of the Chicago office, and a lot of people did not like this dude. They said he was a desk jockey, that was like a company man, you know, buddy with Hoover.
Just did whatever made him look good. and
Gonna
shit.
do whatever Hoover wants, kind of a plant, and they didn't like him, didn't really trust the guy a whole lot. But a few months later, 1934, they find out Babyface is in Chicago. FBI agent happened to see him driving his car with Helen, gets the license plate number, and Joey, it's getting ready to go down now. They know he's in this car, and they see him fucking driving it, man.
Yeah, and not to mention the car's stolen.
Yeah,
So-
that's
That
the best
fucking
thing to
gives
do
him-
when you're a wanted criminal.
Yeah. So the cops right there have every reason to fucking pull him over. Not like they weren't going to anyway, but
Right.
the thing is, they got old fucking John Paul fucking chasing the car. This guy's still fucking hanging out, acting like a fool too, and he's fucking spraying rounds out the fucking car into the cops.
Yeah.
Fucking as they're chasing them. Like, this is
Yeah.
straight up fucking
This is crazy.
Hollywood shit right here.
Right. I mean, these are like
Yeah.
busy streets. These motherfuckers. It's like, I mean, imagine that shit going on today. Like, I know it does happen, but not to this degree. I mean, automatic weapon fire from fucking vehicle to vehicle on a busy street. I mean, holy
Dude.
shit.
I could just imagine being in downtown Bloomington on a fucking
Oh my God.
college kid night out there, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's just cars just rolling at each
Yeah.
other, not spraying at people on the sidewalk, just at each other. I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be collateral damage no matter what.
That's right.
But it's just like, oh wait, this is just life. Like then that was life.
Yeah, I guess. Joey, they wind up puncturing the radiator, didn't they, of the car?
I thought it was a water pump.
Yeah, they fucked it up in the car. Well, yeah, then it starts fucking steaming and fucking the car, it's a bus. It's not going anywhere. So
Right.
fucking he has to, you know, ditch that. But you got Cowley now. Cowley's out here, like you were saying, he was not fucking, he was an outsider basically to that office. So
Right.
he's got something to prove.
Yeah,
and
he's in
gonna prove it
pursuit.
with these motherfuckers.
Yeah, he happens to
yeah.
be right there in pursuit. So this desk jockey said, fuck it. And he's fucking trying to catch this dude.
Make my bones.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so Nelson gets the car off the highway. It's all, like Joey said, it's spewing shit. It's a mess. He exits in Barrington, Illinois, which we all know here where that's at.
That's a really poor area.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, very rich.
That's where Michael
I
Jordan's
know, I was
house
just going to
is
say
for
Frank
people that
Thomas
don't-
lived there too.
It's super poor though.
It's broken down on the side of this fucking nice part of fucking Chicago. On the side of the road, Cowley is there. He pulls up behind him. Before they even get out, Nelson and Chase jump out, and of course, automatic fucking fire on these fucking cops. Like, fuck
ain't no
it.
fucking hesitation.
No.
Like just like
Shoot first. Don't
kill
give
the
a
cops.
fuck.
Fuck it.
Yeah, Nelson apparently for that one was using a lever action 351 Winchester shotgun. I mean, just fucking savage shit. Like
This
we
is like-
said in the movie stuff, man.
This is like the motherfucking prequel to fucking Ice-T and Body Count's Cop Killer, dude.
Yeah, it's wild, man, and you know it's just very interesting. And like I said, at first I thought that the movies were, you know, imitating the stuff they were seeing, but at least in Babyface's case, it seems like he was very influenced by movies and spoke, they said, like a lot of the gangsters did at the time on TV, which I thought was fascinating. So, Jeff, this is just some brutal shit, 4 to 5 minute fucking gun battle, man. And
Jesus.
what was the fucking carnage, dude?
So one of the FBI agents gets killed during this time. Inspector Crowley survived the night in the hospital, but then he dies the following morning. So he
Yeah.
doesn't even make it. He ends up having surgery, but doesn't make it through because he got shot in the stomach. Before
Yeah.
surgery, he told the FBI how it all went down. So
Yeah, they
Baby-
did like an exit interview with him, like a debriefing, like they
Yeah.
would typically do, but they did it at hospital bedside before they put him under for his surgery. So
Yeah. So Babyface was also injured, so he got hurt. He had some crazy homemade body armor on.
right.
And then they stole the agent's car. They took his stuff and loaded it up with all the guns and ammo, and just left.
Yeah, that's just absolutely fucking insane. Like, these guys are just not giving a shit at all.
Dude.
And Jeff, I gotta ask, because I just don't know off the top of my head, is Babyface Nelson in Killers a card game?
He is not currently.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Okay.
So
He said currently.
So-
He said currently.
So to piss Babyface off a little bit more, John
you got
Dillinger
Dillinger.
is absolutely in Killers of Card.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Nice.
That's hilarious. Well,
So-
you know, Babyface will make it next time, maybe.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah, I wondered. I'm like, I didn't remember coming across him, so that's funny.
So
Now-
in the organized crime expansion, right? We got Dillinger there.
Right.
I tried to get him from the old ones, but then on top of that, in our in Speed Kills, we've got an expansion there called Here Comes the Popo, and in that expansion, you can play as Melvin Purvis, which was one of the main guys after Dillinger and Babyface Nelson. I believe he was the one that actually shot Dillinger and killed him. Purvis was.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
because Purvis's like great grandson was on the documentary I watched.
Yeah, like
I'm pretty
Purvis
sure that's it.
was a super aggressive cop. Like as an
Yeah.
agent, like he was the
Yes.
shoot first, ask questions later. He did not give a
Right.
fuck.
Right.
He was really almost a criminal himself. He was so
Right.
off the rails with hunting his prey.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, apparently Helen Gillis ends up laying in a field after Babyface told her to get out of the car in a ditch so that, before the shooting started, so she was safe.
No,
And-
I mean, dude, like everything he did when he was traveling to California, Nevada, all that
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
Like he always made sure, like, he's like, okay, now I'm established for a minute, and got his wife and kids there.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
were there. Like she had.
No,
him.
he really loved her, and he was very, very attached to her,
Yeah.
which is odd for a psychopath who usually has no real feelings, but this
Right,
guy
no,
really
he
did for
wanted,
her.
He wanted his fucking wife and kids with him, no matter where he was
Yeah,
at.
and like you said, man, she was there no matter what, man. She stuck in there. But apparently, Babyface was screaming and shooting at the agents. Gets hit 17 fucking times.
Jesus.
Get him to a safe house in Chicago. Babyface, though, dies at 8 p.m. that night in the safe house after a shootout at the age of 25.
Right. He had a very short life, dude.
He really did. But
he was hardcore about it.
He was, man. He really was. An anonymous tip comes into the FBI telling him to find the body outside St. Paul's Cemetery in Niles Center, Illinois. And again, all these towns we're mentioning are around the Chicago area if you're not from there. It's all the
he was-
Chicagoland area.
Like a couple of things I saw, like he had like a Native American blanket draped over him out there.
I think
and
I
shit.
saw that too.
Because Helen was like, he just didn't like being cold.
Right.
And which is weird that you knew his body got just basically dumped somewhere.
Right.
But you took that effort to make sure that even in afterlife he was warm. That's fucking. I mean, that shows you how much she really fucking like.
Yeah,
this is
I
my
mean, they
boy,
really
dude.
did love each other.
Yeah.
It's sad that that fucking had to be like this. And Chris, it's no surprise that old John Paul Chase was the one that probably called that tip in.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know, and what ends up with Helen, man?
She got her fucking year in prison, gets out on parole,
Right.
and fucking
Chase
goes on trial in 35 is the first time fucking federal fucking crime FBI agent they've tried that. Like,
Yeah, it was the first time they ever charged somebody with a federal crime in killing an
an
FBI,
FBI
agent.
agent. Yeah,
So that was the
And
first time.
They couldn't even charge Baby because he's dead,
Right.
and he still holds the record for killing the most FBI agents.
Does he?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
for real.
So Chase, he gets found guilty and gets sent to Old Alcatraz, Chris. Not a fun place to be.
We've never talked about Alcatraz.
That's right. We never have. No, it's one of our most listened to episodes. I think it's in the top 10. So he gets transferred out of Alcatraz eventually in 1954. So he does like 20 years in fucking Alcatraz. That may have been when it closed. I can't remember what year it closed, but nonetheless.
I think it's when. I think it's when. Never mind. I give up.
He gets sent to another brutal prison of the time, the U.S. Penitentiary in Leavenworth, Kansas, which this place has been on my list to do for a while because it's nasty.
Leavenworth is a brutal spot.
Panzram was executed there, and I got a book on it called Something in the Hot House. That's what they called it. It was like ungodly hot there in the summer, but it would be a good one. Leavenworth, Kansas, nasty one for sure.
You know what I've been listening to for like the last or watching? I've been fucking watching Oz again for the last like 3 weeks. I've been watching all the seasons of Oz, and that show is about a prison, and it's it was done in like by HBO in the 90s, early 2000s or something. That show was fucking phenomenal.
I've never seen it, I don't think.
That.
Oh,
I've
man.
never even seen it before.
That was big back then.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
I never watched it, but I remember it being like a huge.
I've
thing
heard
when
of it. I
came
just
out.
don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh,
So I'll have to
there's
check
a
that
lot
out.
there's a lot of raping and fucking in that show. It's wild.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
With all the Aryans and man, it's a crazy show.
Interesting. Okay. Well, amazingly, Chase gets paroled in 1966, lives in California, got a job as a custodian, lived an honest life, died in 1973, though, of cancer. But, no one knows who he is, but Babyface Nelson, everybody knows.
Right.
And this guy was right in the thick of it with him, shooting, killing like Babyface, but he gets to ride it out as a custodian, just chilling in the sun in California. It's funny how life works out, right? Now, Joey, there were lots of movies made about Babyface. That one from 1957 was definitely an iconic one.
Yeah, it was called Babyface Nelson, and of course he was played by Mickey Rooney, so that was a pretty big fucking deal back then. But like you said, there was a lot that was made after him and all those guys.
Yeah, and I was interested that, of course, Babyface is in the Dillinger movies, too, so there's, actors playing him in that, and we know there was that one Dillinger movie shot at Shakers up there in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
One of the Dillinger movies was shot there, which is, that's like the perfect fucking backdrop for a movie
that
like that.
scene from Oh Brother, We're Out There, though, when they're sitting around the
Right.
campfire and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I gotta go, guys. Like, that
And-
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if fucking Babyface was in on Dillinger's fucking escape from the prison, like they were saying,
Right.
then kind of that sounds like a Dillinger escape plan to me.
That's right. I was thinking that
Such
too.
a good band, dude. Such a good band. The Dillinger Escape Plan.
I did see there was a video game, and I'm not a video gamer, called Team Fortress 2 that has a weapon called the Babyface Blaster, and it's supposed to have that lever action shotgun that Babyface used in that final battle where he loses his life. So, such an iconic nickname, a brutal motherfucker if there ever was one, not giving a single fuck, living his life fucking fast and furious.
Fast as fuck, dude. Like,
Just crazy.
My son's 21. I couldn't even imagine him dying in 4 years.
Yeah,
Like-
it's fucked up to think
Yeah.
of something like that. It's crazy. He lived a very fast but very short life. But guys, anything to add to old Babyface Nelson?
The only thing I want to add is, like, Helen fucking lived her life, never got remarried.
Okay.
She fucking kept that with her. That was her husband. That was her love. And anytime, she would never talk about him, but anytime she got asked, she would literally just basically just be like, just leave him alone. like he's dead, dude. Just like what happened. Just leave it alone.
Okay.
She lived with him through all that.
Right.
Like, good for her, man.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
cool.
lived a healthy life and died at like
Good
I
for
think
her.
she was like 73 or something like that.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Never got remarried.
Yeah,
Fucking just
interesting.
lived her life.
Interesting. Yeah, Babyface Nelson, definitely the man of 1,000 nicknames, but almost as many as Ray McFalls. Now, I did my research watching a couple good documentaries. Natural Born Outlaws. I love this series. They reenact stuff, but they do it really well. They get like real actors, and they're very well done. And the guy that they got playing Babyface is awesome. He's got like this cool attitude, this little dude. It's fucking cool. But Natural Born Outlaws,
I
it's
didn't
on
see
YouTube.
that. I'll have to check that out.
It's a good
Nah,
one.
still.
Wikipedia, I used a little bit. The FBI website had a really good article on this, but was funny. The article left out any triumph that Babyface had, like all the robberies left out. So they only
like
talked about
all
him
his score, all
killing
his
the
scores.
police and the police killing him. And
Yeah,
then,
but all the scores that he actually got.
exactly,
Like,
they
no.
left out. It was
Yeah, yeah.
interesting, but it was good though because I got some good info. Also, I stumbled upon this article that had to do with the gangsters in Goodfellas and which ones were made up and which ones are based on real people. And that's how I stumbled upon the Jimmy Two Times stuff, which I thought was funny.
Two times.
And, there's a lot of stuff out there on this dude. I mean, even though it's 100 years ago, there's still a lot of shit out there. Plenty of podcasts.
Hold on. Holy shit! It is 100 years ago. God
Yeah,
damn.
I mean, I listened to one podcast,
Holy
but it was
fuck.
so bad. I'm not going to put you guys through it, so I won't tell you who it was. It was terrible, but the information was okay at the beginning, and then it got dumb. But Jeff, always thank you for coming on with us tonight.
Thank you.
We always have a
Absolutely.
blast.
I'm
Always
gonna
have
piss
a
before I
blast
fucking
with
page
you. And you want to talk about anything new going on with you and Killers the Card Game and Scorpion Lair Games?
Oh my God, we have got so much stuff going on. It's crazy right now. We actually have our newest Kickstarter that is going to be hitting Kickstarter on August 1st. So if you want to go check that out, go and find the link and go there and sign up for it to get notified when it releases. But that is going to be the newest, the 5th expansion for Killers the Card Game called Mass
nice.
Murderers.
Oh,
right?
fuck yeah.
So
Nice.
so again, just as in normal Killers fashion, there is no fucking around. And we
course.
kind of took the idea from our own government here in the United States taking the mafia and trying to use them to go and kill Fidel Castro down in Cuba. And we wanted to not make the mass murderers necessarily playable characters. So you're going to have Hitler and Pol Pot and Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden, as well as all the school shooters and stuff like that. But those guys are all going to be the victims. And so the victims are going to have to be killed before they kill everybody else. So the mass murderers can win by eliminating everybody else or arming the nuclear warhead and blowing up everybody.
Wow. Nice.
It is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to release that. If you guys are watching all the crazy shit I'm doing on Facebook, we've got like these crazy minifigures that I'm
saw
releasing
that.
for
Little
this.
Lego figures?
For this yeah. So we've got
yeah.
those releasing for this.
That's
and I've been
great.
carrying them around to conventions with me, and people are like, dude, can I buy those? I'm going to have to fucking have those at conventions now.
Right.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Crazy. But
You'll
yeah,
have
we're
to sell
doing
them.
that.
You'll have to sell them with the Jeff Ignatowski action figure.
yeah. So I've got all that going on, and then we are talking about if I can find another company that does they do the booster packs and stuff, and they randomize the cards. If I can find another company that can do that reasonably enough, we are going to start releasing I guess, booster pack set number 1 for Killers the card game, and we're going to put people like, I don't know, maybe Babyface Nelson and some of the other killers that we don't currently have in the game, and we're going to update all the expansions that way.
Oh, cool.
So that is in the works. And then I have another game that I'm working on, which is outside of Killers, but is a social deduction game where you are going to play like you're going to play in a large group of people, and some people are going to be killers, some people are going to be townspeople, and they're going to have all different roles, and you're going to have to figure out who the killers are, what kind of killers they are, and figure that out before they kill everybody in the group. So it's going to be the number 1 game for criminal profiling, and we're going to put that together, and I think it is going to be fucking incredible.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I can't
dude.
wait to see that.
That sounds awesome, bro. Very cool.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. Well, I'm going to link to this guy's website in
notes
the
for
episode description so you guys can check this out for yourself. Now, next week, guys, we are going to be doing the very first of our cult episodes. We're doing all cults in August. It's going to be nasty and crazy and wild. And we're going to start it out with a big one. We're going to have Tex here in the studio.
Damn.
Chris, it's going to be awesome. Totally pumped. It's got to be done under the cloak of fucking secrecy, though. So Tex will be here, whisked in here in a black SUV and under guard, and then whisked back away.
He's just going to, vaporize into the studio and then
That's
vape
right.
out.
But he's going to be here, Chris. You and I will get to see him, so we
Fucking
won't be
right.
able to do video with that one for everybody to see. But Joey will get to see him here in studio with us. Yeah. And that's going to be awesome. And we let him pick the episode, and so he went with Heaven's Gate, which is a great one.
Yeah.
That's his favorite, and that's going to be amazing. We
Everybody
definitely,
strap on your Nikes.
that's right. A little Bo and fucking Day, or what
God
the fuck
damn.
was the
Bo and Peep.
Bo and Peep? That's what I couldn't remember.
Bo and Pete, yeah.
So yeah, so it's going to be
Doe
a
and
good
Tea.
one. Doe and Peep, yeah. So it's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it, and it's going to be awesome to have Tex in here with us. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
No, this is you haven't seen him in 20 years. I've never met this motherfucker in real life, so
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's going to be cool. So Joey, you got any good page a day stuff for us?
Yeah, I got a few of them, pretty good ones. So this is the first one. Now this coincides. I got the Jaws shirt on. It's Shark Week right now for our listeners into that.
Right.
So this is July 2017. There's this dude, Joshua Seguin. He's pulled over in Georgia and arrested for driving without a license. Now, in the back of his truck, they find a fishing tank with 5 small sharks swimming in it. While he's in custody, they're questioning him, and he ends up admitting that he had planned to take the sharks back to New York with him to sell, along with some other sharks they had kept in a tank there. So the New York Department of Environmental Conservation, they launched an investigation into Seguin. They end up finding 7 sandbar sharks swimming in an above-ground pool in his basement. They also found the carcasses of 1 hammerhead and 2 leopard sharks, and the snout of an endangered small-toothed sawfish. He was charged with illegal possession of the protected fish with the intent to sell, and he had to pay a $5,000 fine. The 7 sandbar sharks, they were relocated to the New York Aquarium in Coney Island.
Wow.
No,
So,
hold on.
that's the
This
Shark
dude had
Week
an
one.
above ground pool set up in his basement, though. that he,
basement.
that he just
Fuck
fucking
yeah,
got
that's wild.
sharks rolling around. Dude, I'm going to give him props on that, dude. I'm going to give him props on that, but don't be a fucking idiot.
Dude, I'll tell you
right.
what. Talking about sharks, man. I was fucking watching. We all watch Jaws, right? And you're wearing the Jaws shirt, and I always thought that was bullshit, right? That a great white shark did not look like Jaws, and then I watched some videos. dude, it fucking looks identical. That's scary as shit. Fucking,
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared now. Fuck.
Great White Shark looks
Terrifying.
just like Bruce.
All right, so the second one for Page a Day, they are talking about Amarjeet Sada. Now, this is. Do you have him in your expansion pack there, Ignatowski?
Not yet.
No. All right, so this is the world's youngest serial killer. So by age 8, Amarjeet Sada, he had killed 3 young children. He strangled his baby sister and a cousin,
Yeah.
and bludgeoned another baby in the neighborhood with a brick. Sada's family tried to protect the boy because they believed the murders were, quote, a family matter, but he was detained by police in Bihar, India in 2007. The police said that the boy didn't speak a lot, but he smiled a lot. Under Indian law, children cannot be sent to prison, so he was sent to a children's home until he was 18, and then he was released. His current whereabouts are currently unknown.
I think I've heard that story before. Like, as soon as you said that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one.
All right. So the last one here for Page Day. Now this one's pretty cool. This is 5 true crime artifacts and their location today. So you got O.J. Simpson's Ford Bronco.
Oh, shit.
That's down in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And there's a museum down there that it also has Ted Bundy's Volkswagen. So if you go there, you
Right,
can see both
right.
of those things.
And they sell Killers the card game there.
Nice.
Bam!
Oh shit! That's fucking awesome.
That's what's
perfect.
up.
So the second one they're talking about is the Unabomber's cabin. So Ted Kaczynski's cabin, the entire thing was transported from the Montana property, and it was put on display at the museum in Washington, D.C., but then it closed in 2019, so I don't think it's anywhere now. But
It's
No,
probably
it
that's
demolished.
where you could have seen it at.
It's
It's
actually
still there?
It's at the FBI headquarters now. There in
Oh,
Washington.
okay.
Oh, is
And
it really?
Nice.
Yeah, if you get permission from like your state representative, you can go and visit that shit. I'm going
Oh, yeah.
in 2 weeks. I'm going to Ocean City, Maryland, and I tried to put it in to get an invite to go there and see it. I was planning
Yeah,
on that, and
that would be
I didn't get a
badass.
ticket.
Damn it.
That's cool to know that, though.
That
I
is
mean, that
cool.
would be fucking amazing to see
is
that.
Yeah.
The third one they're talking about is the St. Valentine's Day Massacre Wall, and that's actually out in Vegas at the Monster Museum, and it's actually the bricks of the wall where 7 of Bugs Moran's associates were lined up and executed on February 14th, 1929. They said it was an easy reassembly when they put it all back together. Now, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre bullets, now those are on display at a museum in New York City at the Alcatraz East Crime Museum. So if you want to see the bullets, you got to go to New York.
Okay.
And then the last one they're talking about, and I've got to see this one personally, Al Capone's radio, and that's in Pennsylvania at the Eastern State Penitentiary, and you can see
wow.
Al Capone's cell, and it has a few of the artifacts in there. So
That's fucking dope.
that was Page a Day for today.
Very cool. And
I
you can
love
try
the
to
page
not
a day,
get
man. I love
syphilis
page a day.
from Al Capone's
Yeah,
cell.
don't get
Yeah, that
syphilis.
would
Don't
be
get
bad.
that.
That would be bad.
The thing about Eastern State too is it's also supposedly a really haunted place or whatever
Yeah.
too. So
Cool.
I think that's what originally attracted me to go there.
Yeah.
And you could do night tours of it,
Oh,
which I think
nice.
that would be creepy.
Yeah.
But I went during the day, but it was still badass. Though.
Very cool. Awesome. Page a day, always good.
Dude, page a day is always fun. Fuck
Yeah.
dude.
All right. Well, we have done our fair share of murder tonight. I think it's time to crank up some metal. So, Jeff, what the fuck do we need to do?
Need to get our metal on.
Just because CK has passed on, he's not done educating the masses. CK will forever be the great metal motherfucker. We're here to stomp poser ass and eradicate the planet of their kind. CK has passed the torch to us, and we will forge the fuck on. In CK's name, we will bestow metal knowledge upon all of you.
All right.
Great metal motherfucker.
Forever the great metal motherfucker. We do the metal segment. We're eating Pop-Tarts because that's
I
tradition.
have mouthful, sorry.
And CK is no longer with us, but he's here in spirit, of course, as CCK, Cardboard CK, permanently throwing up the horns and keeping those poser guys away. And we do the metal segment in his honor. We take turns.
I hope everything goes good tonight because I did accidentally ram my chair into CCK.
Yeah, you did. You did mess him up a little bit, but so far so good. But we take turns. We pass the horns around. This week I got the horns, and I decided to do an organization, something that I was personally involved with. So I thought this would be fun. I know I've had some of the bands that were involved in this contact me over the years, and so it is still something that they remember, and that's really cool. So here's the deal. I was playing in Low 12 at the time, 1999, so only a year into it, and I was having a really hard time connecting with other bands that were like us, because the bands that were playing around this area were what I call like the radio rock type bands, you know, not the extreme heavier stuff, which is what I liked and couldn't find.
Right.
And this was before MySpace and all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to network, and I stumbled.
Where's your space?
It was in my head, I guess. So I decide to find bands just like us in other parts of the world. I started with the U.S. and it grew. And I deemed myself the chief disposer of posers. That was my signature block. When I signed stuff, I signed all the membership cards like that. It was funny. I had tried to add a little humor to the whole thing, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a really good, did a lot of good stuff.
Dude, that era was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun time, around here especially, but I was just tired of the bullshit scene. So I set up this website for bands that wanted to apply to do that. So we had like thrash, death, grind, classic metal, and we even had one for new metal / non-gay. So it was funny because somebody would sign up for new metal non-gay, and if they got denied, then obviously the question is, so does that mean I'm gay?
100%.
And, you know, we were just goofing around, you know, so it was funny, and we did have some people get really mad, but overall, you know, it was well taken. And so, yeah, we tried to appeal to all the types of metal, but only the heavier type stuff, not the mainstream crap. And I started screening the bands. Back then it was free, so we were getting like inundated with bands trying to sign up. So then I had to start charging $10 a year to kind of weed them out, and the bands that really weren't active, or like somebody wanted to start a band named, you know, blah, 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 and just signed up, you know, because it was free. So that kind of weeded that out. It worked out really well. I did membership cards, and we did several Low 12 tours, only playing with heavycore bands, all the way out to New York and back. I would set up heavycore poser roasts, which were 6 or more bands.
I'd never been to one of those.
Those were a lot of fun because all the bands had to be heavycore, and it was 6 or more. And when we would do them, they were numbered, and we were having them all over the country. So bands would let me know they were going to do one, and then I would assign them a number. So like this one was in San Francisco, then one's in Las Vegas. It was really cool. And it made it harder for the bands around here to do shows because our bands were doing these shows, and I was bringing in bands from out of town. So there was like all these new bands coming around here, and it was a really cool thing. And you know, it was well taken. We had a shit list on the website, so like if a band got burned by somebody, they could put them on the shit list, and then people would know to stay away from them. We did 4 compilation albums, so Joey was talking about comps last week, which is kind of where I got my idea to even do this segment. But my compilations were called Core Till Death. We had 1, 2, 3, and 4. We did a Roasting Posers DVD, which was all the heavycore bands that submitted videos, and we did that. That was a lot of fun.
Dude, that course, I still have that.
Yeah, those were some really good comps. The quality was
I'm
good.
missing the second one.
The
I have
second
other
one.
three.
I know you told me you were missing one. I've got them all.
Yeah.
I'll get it to you, Joey. The second one, okay. And so the Roasting Posers DVD was cool. I wanted to just shout out Nasty Nate over in San Francisco in the band Schizo. He was a huge helper in the beginning when it started to explode, because he was keeping up with the submissions, and we were getting dozens of them a day. It was really hard to keep up with it. I also had core commanders all over the country in different states that would organize the poser roasts. So it was very organized. I had over 1,000 bands at the end. I did a chopping block internet radio show.
A lot of those bands were really known bands.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Cannibal Corpse, Creator. There was a bunch of them.
It wasn't like
yeah,
it
the
was just-
label would sign them up. But yeah, we had big bands in there for sure. And the chopping block show, I only played heavycore bands, and that was before there were podcasts. Basically, that's what became this.
Right.
The chopping block. I did shirts, other merch, and then once MySpace started to become a thing, the bands didn't need us as much
because
to
the internet took over.
Because they had that network of
Right.
ways to listen and check out other bands.
It wasn't so
I
much.
missed the MySpace.
Yeah.
Dude, MySpace was dope.
The best for music.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
and
100% the best for music.
I stopped doing it in like 2009, 2010, but it was a great thing while it lasted. It gave the indie bands a good way to connect with each other. So anybody that's listening that was a part of it, fuck yeah, and thanks for the accolades over the years. I do appreciate it. But honestly, I did it because my band needed some help, and I knew there'd be
And you
other
wanted to
bands in
play
the same
shows.
fucking boat.
Yeah,
And we
you wanted to
helped each
play
other.
shows, and you knew other bands wanted shows, and it's a way to
Exactly.
fucking bring that community together. It's like, okay, let's fucking tie this shit
It was
together.
a good thing. It was
Yeah.
a good thing, but it had its time. But I look back on it with good memories. And so there you go. That's my segment on heavycore. Joey, what about the Lost Classic for us?
My Lost Classic is also kind of a surprise metal segment, but not really. It's just because this Lost Classic is basically the only thing this band did. But so I'm gonna go back to the album I'm talking about is In Destroy, and the album is called Senseless Theories. Now this came out in 1989, and what it was is they put out a EP called Senseless Theories with 6 songs in 1989, and they had also done a self-titled album called In Destroy, a full-length in 1987, and the Senseless Theories compilation that came out after the EP, it's a little confusing. They named the EP and the comp the same thing, but basically the compilation had the EP and the full-length on it, so you could have all their tracks. These guys were out of Maryland, very short-lived, but just very badass speed thrash.
Fucking
Nice.
right.
Super fucking awesome. And I remember, like,
I
my
don't know.
buddy from
I'll have to check it
Alabama.
out.
Yeah, I used to post the fucking link on the fucking on the group page whenever I do the Lost Classic. I need to do that again. I'll start tonight. But you can't find the full album streaming on YouTube, but you can find all the songs for the album.
Right on.
Very cool.
But anyway, yeah, In Destroy, Senseless Theories from fucking Maryland. Super, super good. I remember I got it from my boy back in whenever I was like freshman in high school, and I had a tape that he gave me. It was just a blank tape, and it said In Destroy, Senseless Theories handwritten on it. And I jammed the fuck out of that tape so fucking hard forever, and never ended up with the physical copy. I've got the digital now, but that's one of my holy grails is to get that album.
That's
Hell
cool.
yeah, dude.
That's cool. Fuck yeah. I just noticed we're still recording video, so I'm going to stop it. But I didn't want to do it in the middle of your segment and have you think something happened with the audio. This
I
is
mean, might as
video.
well just let it keep going. Fuck, we're almost done.
I know, but the video file will be
Oh, right,
gigantic
gang.
the longer it is like that. So, yeah, it was already over an hour and a half long. So that's. I think the Lost Classics are fun because you can bring up something maybe people forgot about. What have we been listening to lately, Chris?
I'm not
What about
even going
you?
to say anything because you know me. I don't have specifics, man.
All right, that's fine. Joey, what about you?
Sometimes Chris comes with some that he's been listening to.
He
though.
does.
He
Sometimes
always
I
says
do.
that, but then he always has some. Yeah.
Not this time. I just.
I was listening to what's thought of as one of the fucking greatest brutal death metal albums of all time, and that's Suffocation Pierced from Within.
Nice.
Fucking love that album.
Dude, it's Suffocation. How
That's
can you
brutal,
not?
man.
Yeah.
Was that when they were
listening to
still
some,
on Roadrunner?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. See?
Listening to some Cannibal Corpse. I was actually listening to Gallery of Suicide. Haven't listened to that one in a while.
That's sick.
Revisited
Pete just
it.
fucking ripped ass, too.
That's sick.
That's sick.
But yeah, no, fucking just been working a lot and getting ready for this fucking CDF, so fucking not a
right.
lot else going on.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy here too, working on the audio book, but I have had time to listen to some. Terrifier, a band from Canada called Trample the Weak, Devour the Dead. That album's sick.
That movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah, Terrifier. Metallium, Millennium Metal, definitely love that still. And then a new one I just stumbled on, Man Must Die. These guys are sick, Chris. You would dig it. Very reminds me of Cattle Decapitation. Very
Really?
sick. No tolerance for imperfection. They have a song on there called Kill It, Skin It, Wear It. It's fucking badass.
Nice.
So definitely digging them. And Chris, you have the horns next.
No, I don't. I do not.
But Tex is going to be here.
Tex is going to be here next week. And Tex said, hey, since I'm going to be in studio,
Can I do it?
can I
Yeah.
do the fucking metal segment?
So we're
It's
going to let him do it.
How would I not throw the horns at Tex?
Of course.
Come on, man.
Of course. So you
Come
just
on.
go next the week
Yeah,
after
the
Tex.
following weekend. Yeah, that's whatever. So we don't know what Tex is doing, but no.
It'll be good.
It's going to be fucking phenomenal. I can't wait, dude.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, bands, if you're in a band, you want to get a hold of us, Pete at murdermetalmayhem.com, or you can snail mail it at Murder Metal Mayhem, P.O. Box 554, Hayworth, Illinois, 61745.
You know what's cool about fucking throwing the horns at Tex? He's from Texas. They got steers down in steers.
He
and
may bring horns
they
with
only
him.
make steers and queers in Texas.
He might bring some horns with him. All right, Joey, anything going on? I know you got the big show this weekend that you're going to, but what did you want to talk about, dude?
Yeah, I will bring that up since we're in metal. I'm going out to Chicago this weekend, Chicago Domination Fest number 8, and this is, sadly, it's going to be probably the last one because the promoter Miguel that puts this show on, he moved from Chicago. But I'm sure he'll do something wherever he ends up at.
Right, he's
And
still
he has
going to
his
do
hands
something, but
on
it just
other
won't be
shows.
Chicago Domination. Yeah.
But anyway, so Chicago Domination Fest has been a staple for the last 10 years, minus the COVID years, of course. And it's just a fucking always really, really good time. And Miguel has done his best to bring some of the heaviest, most brutal bands to this show, and he's definitely fucking succeeded in that. So I'll just name off some of the bands that he's got playing. Fucking huge. Like, it. I mean, I don't know how many tickets are left, but if anybody's up by Chicago and loves metal, I mean, go to any one of these days. But some of the bands playing are fucking Celestial Serpent, who's our homies from fucking out that way. Exocrescence from fucking Washington's playing. Unnecessary Surgery. Vituperate, which is the homie Justin Downs.
Yeah, fucking you and
CBA
Michael. You
all
got to
them.
fucking do fucking Goremonger songs
Yeah.
with the drum. With the drummer, dude.
Between the Killings is playing it, which is the homie Braxton, and Vaughn does the studio tracking with that. Reviled from Texas is playing. Virulent Excision, which is Miguel's band. Human Artifacts is playing their first show in 15 years.
Fuck yeah.
So that's pretty awesome. Necrotic Gore Beast from up in Canada. Wormholes playing. Stabbing from down in Texas. Seen them a few times and still so excited to see them again. Cognitive, Cenotaph, Old School. Speaking of old school, fucking Regurgitation's playing a fucking set.
Dude,
there
that's
from Ohio.
dope.
Super excited. Mortal Suffering, Dark All Slaves from France, Brodequin, Torso Fuck from Finland. That's probably my biggest pull just because I've never seen them. And such a fucking good band. Analepsy's playing, Vile, Putridity from Italy, Cephalotripsy from fucking California, and then the big three fucking headliners: Defeated Sanity, Mortician, and fucking Origin. So really fucking big show.
Yeah, we played with Origin at the Central Illinois Metal Fest. That was fucking sick, man. Those guys are badass as hell.
Hell yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Defeated Sanity, though, dude. Like, those dudes are dope.
Yeah, that sounds like that's going to be badass.
Yeah,
so that's fucking cool, man.
Again.
Hey, I can't wait to hear after the show on the next metal segment when you talk about that.
Right. The 666 Club, guys, that's how people can get support in what we're doing. The Patreon, we'll link to that in the episode description. Just $3 a month is all that takes.
I can come get it.
All right, well, we have done plenty of metal tonight. So, Joey, what the fuck do we need to do?
Let's get fucking Mayhem going, boys.
Hello, Starlight Tours Taxi Company. How can I help you?
Yeah, I need a ride to Midtown Plaza, downtown Saskatoon. I'm visiting from New York. I need a ride back to my hotel at 11 p.m.
Okay, got it. So that was a one-way trip to the middle of fucking nowhere on Route 12?
No. I need a fucking ride to the Midtown Plaza, downtown, and a ride back later.
There must be some static on the line, sir. We only do one-way trips, and you can pick your desolate destination on Route 12 to the north or Route 5 to the east of town. Those are your only two options.
It's fucking cold outside, and there's at least a fucking foot of snow. Why the fuck would I want to be dropped off out there? Hell, I'd freeze to fucking death.
Okay, so now I think you are starting to get it. But I'm going to send the Saskatoon police so they can rough your sorry ass up first and take your winter coat before they throw you out of the squad car. It will be a real Starlight tour.
Oh, damn. Fucking that commercial for Starlight Tour is so sick and in bad taste. But, you know,
It's in bad taste.
it's Murder Metal Mayhem. And Shane absolutely killing it with that, with me doing the caller. That was fun. Before that, my buddies in Schizo with the song Gag Like a Maggot from the Core Till Death albums. I can't remember which one it was on. Sorry I didn't dig them out for that, but I do know it was on one of them. I couldn't remember. Love
Fucking
those guys.
goddamn Pete slacking, dude.
Those guys are Bay Area icons that somehow get written off. I mean, these guys have been around for like 40 years. I mean, they're fucking amazing. So love you
God
guys.
damn, I was 5 years old then.
Yeah, these guys have been around, and they're, you know, they should be mentioned in those conversations. All right, Joey, you said you had a little mayhem. We're in mayhem. So what do you got for us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is funny or not. I don't know what's going on.
I want to hear.
This is
I'll
this is
probably
what happened.
laugh.
So we got a couple new people that started work with us, just brand new people. So I don't know them from nobody. Plus, I'm here in Toledo, so I don't know nobody from nobody.
Right.
But, anyhow, I work in the back of a retail store in the warehouse. Like, I do all the truck shit. So the store that I work at up here in the 419, it's me back there, and then like my coordinator lady. she is a lady, and then most of the people that that process for us and do the other things are mostly ladies too that work there.
You're the only
And
one
there's a
with
couple
balls?
guys. Right? No, like, well, like I said, I don't. And nowadays, in this day and age, I'm not trying to say anything about
No,
balls.
I got you.
That don't mean nothing, but anyway. So I'm back there, whatever. So this new lady starts back there with us, and they put her back there just to work with us, to get used to the shit. And they might shuffle you around somewhere else later on, but for the time being, they just had her back there. But she's from the Middle East, and she is just different culturally. She's brought up different. She has different beliefs and things. So, everybody has their own deal. So I just know that if you go somewhere else, obviously you're going to run into things that you're not used to. So
imagine if one of us went to one of those other countries and we're just like, wait, hold on, this shit's fucked up. No, exactly. No, I get what you're saying, bro.
So I get it, but at the same time, this shit was so fucking funny to me. But she looks at the coordinator lady, like dead, just looks her right in the face, and she just goes, "This is man work." And I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, wow.
I'm just looking at all these women that went to some liberal college, and their minds going fem. I was like, holy shit, don't let her have it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just a cultural difference.
Gonna get
but
canceled.
I just shut my mouth and walked back on the truck and just laughed in my mind. I was like, yeah, this is a different place. So I don't know. That might not fly as well. But man, when she said that, this is man work, I was like,
that's
holy
hilarious.
That's fucking great. No, that's fucking awesome.
So needless to say, that was the last time I've seen her working in the back, and they moved her up in the front of the store. But
that's fucking great. No,
That's
real quick. I wish Courtney was here to tell this story because the way it's not the same thing, but it's different, like cultural differences. Yeah. Like Courtney, like she works with this lady. She's from I think she said China or whatever, and her English is not that great. But she's coming up. Courtney, this lady listens to country music, and she comes up to Courtney and she's like, what's Lickitalk? What's Lickitalk? Courtney's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? And so she played the song. She's like, oh no, he's saying liquor talk. I'm letting the liquor talk. Like she's like, what's liquor talk? Like,
Damn.
like cultural differences. I get it. But it's like one of Courtney's good friends that she hangs out with at work. But at the same time, when you're coming from a different country and you don't understand it completely, like I get it. And it's fun. Liquor talk.
Is that your new screen name, Liquor Talk?
Liquor talk.
Jim Leahy knows about the liquor.
Jim Leahy knows all of. No,
that's right.
Jim Leahy is the liquor.
That's right. All right. I wanted to mention, I've mentioned it before, but it's coming up here August 12th, Saturday, August 12th. I and Chris is going to be there too.
Yes, sir.
Painted Wraith, Bloomington, Illinois. It's an awesome shop, and they're doing an outdoor event out in front of the store they're going to shut that block off, and they got a bunch of vendors,
That's
artists.
First Friday, right?
It's a Saturday.
Oh,
Saturday, August 12th.
Right.
10 a.m., I think, till 4 or 5. But come on out. We're going to have Murder Metal Mayhem stuff. I'm going to have all my books there. First time I'm using my new canopy that Jenny got for me. So
I'm gonna bring
anxious
the
to get
fucking
out
hatchets and the fucking machetes. And
Oh, yeah. We'll get kicked out real quick.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so
Mike,
don't miss
Mike
it.
and Stephanie be like, Pete, you can stay.
That's right.
Chris, you gotta go.
Painted Wraith, Saturday, August 12th. That's 2023. And if I remember, I'll grab the event and link to it in the episode description.
Yes.
All right.
That's second Saturday, Chris.
That's
My
right.
bad.
Killer cage match, guys. It's that time. That's where we get a list of 100 killers that we came up with, 100 objects for them to fight with, and some variables, and our listeners provide random numbers so we know who's fighting and what they're fighting with. Chris, who do
Yes,
we
you do. And
want to
once
thank?
again, we have our fucking friend Jess the Masseuse Brown. I'm going to give her the name. That's what she does. She does massage.
She does.
I'm going to say Jess the Marceuse Brown. We got Ray McDaddy McFalls coming
Fuck
out.
yeah.
And we got my fucking brother, fucking Michael, tons of fun, badass motherfucker Shawback.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you all. And we got a good one tonight in the cage. Kind of different, Joey. Old school, black and white, like you said.
Yeah. Fucking Jack the Ripper, and he's going to be fucking ringing up the bell against the acid bath murderer, John Hay.
Oh, the gentleman. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. And the objects they've got to fight with, Chris, always make this fun. And here we got a couple of good ones I don't think we've had before.
They're fucking weird. We got ourselves a fucking can of fucking baked beans.
Okay.
Not a can of corn. Because
Can
we've
of
had
baked
can
beans.
of corn a lot. But
All right.
now we got a can of baked beans, and we got ourselves a pair of cowboy boots with spurs attached
Okay.
to them.
That
bitches,
could be
dude.
interesting.
With
That
spurs.
could be interesting. But, Joey, this could change everything. The variable tonight from our Henry Hill episode. Who's the variable tonight?
Tonight we got Tommy Simeone.
D. Simone.
DeSimone.
It's not Michael Simeone, bro.
Brother. Tommy DeSimone. But that's after drinking 6 shots of whiskey.
Yeah.
Probably the McCormick.
No,
Probably.
it's Cuddy and water, bro.
So yeah, Tommy,
Oh, yeah.
Tommy from Goodfellas, but
Yeah,
the
it's
real
Cuddy and
Tommy
water.
was a big motherfucker. 6 shots of whiskey in him though, and the song playing "Start Me Up" by the Rolling Stones. So
You know, when we were doing the episode tonight, that's what I was thinking is that Joe Pesci played Tommy awesome.
Right.
But physically, he probably would have played Babyface Nelson better.
right, totally,
for
dude.
real.
No, I mean it was
He would
funny
have
that
been
they cast
He would have
him.
been a dope baby face.
That they cast him as Tommy, but you know it's all good. He played it so well. But Chris, I mean, this one's going to be crazy. We got the acid bath murderer going up against Jack the Ripper, can of baked beans, cowboy boots with spurs, Tommy DeSimone drinking 6 shots of whiskey, and the Stones jamming.
I'm gonna make
fucking
this one
Start
really
Me Up.
fast because, like, I know what's gonna happen.
Okay,
I'm making this one really, really fast.
all right.
Fucking Tommy doesn't give a shit about the music, doesn't give a shit about Jack the Ripper because he's off in the shadows. I'll find you, motherfucker. That's what I do. I'm a gangster. I find you. Fucking John Haig fucking doesn't care about him either. Tommy wins. I don't even know how to explain it. Tommy wins because he's just doesn't give a
badass.
shit about anything. This fucking music back here, I don't even fucking like the Rolling Stones. Fuck you. I'll take this motherfucking goddamn boot. I'll fucking spit shine it. I'll fucking take that spur and shove it into your fucking goddamn eyeball. I don't give a fuck.
Wow. He's gonna spit shine it first, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
I'm giving it to Tommy just out of just straight.
All right, respect.
Just out of yeah.
Out of fucking respect.
Just out of respect.
Just like when they took his mom's groceries.
Yeah.
Right? They did it out of respect. Joey, what
I
do
don't-
you think about this one, man?
Well, Tommy's over there fucking.
Yeah, I know you got a
listening to the
story.
Start Me Up.
You always
He's
got a
jamming the
story.
Rolling
I love
Stones.
you.
He's jamming the Rolling Stones. Tommy is fucking
Right.
waiting for this fight to start because he's got some big money on this and he's got this shit fucking going the way that he needs it to go and he's ready to make that money from the boys. So when the bell rings, fucking Jack the Ripper, I mean, this should be an easy one. This is a wash. Tommy's got all the fucking markers in. Jack the Ripper is supposed to take him out. He's an unknown source. Nobody knows where money's changing
Right?
hands.
Right.
None of that shit.
Slick.
The problem is that fucking whenever the bell rings, Jack the Ripper fucking sees those cowboy boots with the spurs, thinks they're so fucking awesome looking,
Oh.
puts them on, listens to the Rolling Stones. He ain't never heard no song like this in his Whitechapel days.
Right.
So he
It's
just
like-
starts
it's like
dancing
fucking
in these
Michael J.
rhinestone
Fox
boots.
and fucking
New boot goofing, man.
Back to the Future's like, your kids will like it.
Yeah, so he is just fucking going at it. Tommy's getting a little pissed now, not because the fight's not going his way, but because he only had 6 shots of whiskey and he needs something else to drink, and we don't have any fucking beer in the fucking Killer Cage
No
match.
McCormick's.
It's all on the outside of the ring. So he's popped. So he's getting a little pissed. But the thing is, John Haig, the whole time, nobody saw what he was doing over in the corner with them baked beans. He was making a concoction with the beans and his own feces, and it was creating such an atomic fucking odor and combustible gas mass that he fucking had this liquid that he fucking grabbed Jack the Ripper in his dancing ass rhinestone cowboy spur boots, throws him in this fucking liquid made of the baked beans and his own feces, and it dissolves Jack the Ripper's clothing off of him.
Wow.
So all of a sudden everybody sees that it was actually, well, we still don't know because we don't know anybody from back then. So the answer's still unknown.
Oh,
But
shit.
he knows.
Unknown wins.
All right.
Oh, and Tommy's pissed, obviously, because fucking he just got screwed over in the fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where's
And
my-
you think he's gonna
Fuck
lose
you,
some
pay
money,
me.
but he ain't losing. Yeah, he ain't losing no money. He ain't gonna pay
Hey,
nobody.
fuck
so
you, pay me.
As long as
he wins
as long as
too.
he don't waste 8 fucking aprons on that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
God
that
damn.
was awesome. An update on Creation of Chaos.
I still can't
4.
wait to have fucking Jeff in here and do a fucking
Yeah, that'll be
Damn
funny. He's been wanting to
cage
do it.
match with us, dude. That'd be fucking
Yeah,
great.
too bad he couldn't stay around tonight, but next time we have him on, he'll do the cage match with us. The Creation of Chaos 4 audiobook is going really well. I'm using Hindenburg narrator. I'm 4 stories in, and the longest of the stories, A Red Mist Upon New Orleans, I finished that yesterday. Turned out really good. But it's shaping up to be a good one. You can order it. You can order my book, physical book, or any of them at PeteAltieri.com. I'll link to that in the episode description. And I got sales going on all summer for every book in there. So save some money. You can also go to MurderMetalMayhem.com. We got all our
Check
merch
out
on
our
there.
website.
Yeah, got our merch on there, got our bios, got the new photo galleries getting ready to go up. So it is going to be cool. So definitely want to go there too. And the YouTube channel, we got interviews on there, trying to get more segments up there. Now that I've got more free time coming up, that will happen.
That shit ain't easy either. Pete does all this goddamn work. I don't do any of this work on the as far as the YouTube.
The
and all
video
the fucking
stuff
editing
is a
shit.
pain in the
If
ass.
anybody out there listening feels like I could really help these guys, and you want to fucking throw out your fucking thing, like as a
Sure. Get a hold of
like
me.
get a hold of us,
Pete
dude.
at
Like,
MurderMetalMayhem.com.
edit.
Definitely would love some help, but the other thing is too, it's got to be consistent. That's the thing. Since we started doing this, I wanted to do it every week, always on the same day, reliable, no matter what, just get it done.
Right.
And so that
And we've had our fucking times because of fucking stupid
right
issues,
but I definitely we want to
for the
make sure
fucking,
it's
what is
consistent.
it? What, we've been doing this 5 years.
5 years. It was 5 years in April.
God
so,
damn, dude.
yeah, it's over 5 years.
And
now.
we've been. I feel like we do pretty good.
Hell
Thank
yeah.
you, Pete. You do all the work.
Well,
I just
hey,
sit here and
it's-
act like an idiot.
It's a
and
lot
drink
of fun
beer.
doing it. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we've done plenty of mayhem tonight. So let's hit that fucking outro. Fuck yeah, man. Angel Wings from Luna in Sanguinum. Definitely a great Chicago band.
Chicago.
Been talking Chicago all night, so I thought, why not close it out with a
I mean,
band
you
from
gotta have
Chicago? So, hell yeah. Thanks to Jeff Ignatowski for coming on with us
Yeah, Jeff.
tonight.
Fucking right.
The
Thank you,
guy
Jeff.
behind Killers, the card game, you can't go wrong with him. He's got so many great ideas, and his Scorpion Lair Games. I'll link to it in the episode description, but go check him out, support him, buy some shit. All right, Joey, bumper music tonight. Who did we play?
Tonight we listened to Schizo, Luna and Sanguinum, and Flotsam and Jetsam was the first one.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, Chris. What about that metal segment intro?
Always This guy right here behind me,
That's right.
the Great Metal Motherfucker by Crysis.
Excellent, excellent. And the Murder Metal Mayhem intro, Crawl Space by Low 12. Thanks to all of you guys listening out there. We keep seeing, here the last 4 or 5 weeks have just been fantastic. So thank you very much. Had a few standout commenters here. So Chris, what about that first one?
Number one, we got Abby Reynolds 22 says that Brony episode was fucking hilarious, and that's the whole comment. Is like, I mean, aside from the murder, yes,
Right.
it's fucking hilarious.
Exactly.
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, he was a total idiot. But yeah, what an awful thing he did. But the guy was
a good
a
episode.
fucking.
It was a good bonus.
It was. So thanks, Abby. Joey, what about that second one?
Abby Reynolds 22 said, "Oh no, wait.
Ah.
Brenda Kills All 666 said, I can't wait for the full Terror Assault show this year. I heard about it 2 years ago from listening to you guys talk about it. You guys are amazing. Don't stop doing the podcast, please. It keeps me sane."
Fucking
yeah,
A.
thanks, Brenda. And
Well-
then Creole Soul Goddess says, I really liked how you did the Jefferson Davis 8 podcast. That was such a terrible story, and more people need to know about it. Yeah, it was a sad fucking story.
Definitely.
The Jeff Davis 8. Yeah, definitely. I don't remember the episode number for that one, but that was a good episode. And then Chris,
I know it was when we came back from Mississippi.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely was.
Chris, what about that last one?
Last one we got here says Harry Hump Sally. Fucking pound it, dude. Just pound it. Get it in. Said sorry, I can't help myself sometimes.
Yeah.
I just heard about you for the first time a month ago, and I've been banging all the episodes. I haven't heard a bad one yet. So,
Hell yeah,
Harry,
Harry.
you keep humping Sally, and
That's
you
right.
keep listening to Murder Metal Mayhem.
Yeah.
And fuck yeah, dude.
Awesome. You could pick up any of my books. The latest one, Creation of Chaos 4, on PeteAltieri.com. Mention MurderMetalMayhem.com. Joey, your distro, we link to that in the episode description. But anything...
Yeah, come get some shit. I got fucking...
You got all
2
kinds
new
of
Deflowered. Yeah, I got 2 Deflowered albums that are coming out on August 1st. Dallas, Texas boys.
Fuck yeah, you do.
And I'm stoked on that because I actually already got the CDs and already got the band their CDs. This is the first time in all the years I've been doing the label that I've been ahead of time on schedule for a release for an album.
that
I was gonna
nice?
say, you got physicals before
Yeah.
release date?
That's how I
Yeah,
am.
usually I'm
Holy
scraping.
shit,
but-
bro.
Yeah, that's how I am with Creation of Chaos 4. The books, everything's here. I mean, I got everything like 2-3 weeks ago. I mean, it's nice
Yeah,
because
it's
I got
awesome.
all this time. Usually, like you said, it's the complete opposite of that. But like us on Facebook, we got that group, and we also have the Horns High page. Follow us on Twitter, which I don't know. Twitter's now changing to
Don't
X.
fuck with Twitter.
I don't even
None
fucking
of us
know.
fuck with Twitter.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Support the show by going to patreon.com/murdermetalmayhem. I'll link to that in the episode description. And you can also do that through our web store on murdermetalmayhem.com and save 25%. We can't let him go without hearing a karaoke song. So here's a little blast from the past. Crank this shit up, and until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
And keep your hand wrapped around that Tommy gun shooting them FBI agents.
There I was completely wasting, out of work and down. All inside it's so frustrating as I drift from town to town. Feel as though nobody cares if I live or die. So I might as well begin to put some action in my life. Fuck yeah! Breaking the law, breaking the law. 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 So much for the golden future, I can't even start. I've had every promise broken, this anger in my heart. You don't know what it's like, you don't have a fucking clue. If you did, you'd find yourself doing the same things too, yeah! Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law. You don't know what it's like. Breaking the law, 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 breaking the law.
Mother, man.